Learn about the stock market and investment. Learn about investments. Learn how money works. Increase your understanding about money. And I say that because, I realize that there are so many things that I fumbled when I was younger because I just didn't know. And financial literacy is not something that I learned at 21.
Yeah.
But man, financial literacy.
Y'all, welcome back. Because you never left. Welcome back, y'all, to the best podcast on the planet. I'm the best podcast host, Mr. Cody Vernon Marshall Kelly himself. This is the CVMK Show. We have an amazing show because we have an amazing entrepreneur, leader, Antoine Evans. I'm talking about franchise owner, restaurant guru, business scaler. We're going to talk about the truths of just leadership, entrepreneurship, the realities, the things that keep us up at night. I'm doing my taxes now. I want to punch the IRS. It's a real thing, man. But y'all, I want to thank y'all for being part of the show, watch the show. But if you want to keep watching, keep having amazing people like we have on the day, you know what you got to do. I just need you to go to YouTube. One word, y'all. 4 letters. CVMK. Cody Vernon Marshall Kelly. That's what it stands for. It's simple, y'all. And if you want the fitness only content, it's CVMK Global Fitness on YouTube as well. And I need you to follow on all socials at the CVMK Show. On Instagram, I think it's the _CVMK _show. And then on TikTok, the.CVMK.show. Just put on CVMK Show, you'll find it. And where the fitness thing goes down to CVMK Global. But you know what I got with us, right? Got with us our protein, y'all. Sensual. This thing is amazing. I take it 2 to 3 times a day. I put it in my oatmeal and I put it in my post-workout shakes. Cinnamon swirl, man, just amazing. 31 grams per scoop, 130 calories, digestive enzymes. I mean, it's all the great stuff. And you can only get at www.cvmkglobal.store. And for the men, y'all, I'm telling y'all, game changer right here. Samson, get it today. Particularly because spring and summer's on the way. www.cvmkglobal.store. When I return, I'm telling you, I'm coming back with the one, the only Antoine after this.
Welcome to the CVMK Show. It's not just a podcast.
This is the CVMK Show, where leaders build, hustlers rise, faith drives, strength grows, and the culture moves to its own beat. Gritty, bold, professional. Let's get it.
It's leadershiptainment. Subscribe now on YouTube at CV.
All right, y'all, help me welcome y'all to the CVMK Show, Tribe and Family. He's been on here before, so I don't know if I have to read his intro like I did last time, but I'll let him introduce himself. Y'all, help me welcome Antoine Evans. Antoine, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me, Cody.
Oh man, thank you for being on here, man. You know how to give you a little plug or whatnot. First of all, I'm super excited about having you back on. There are guests that you look forward to, and then there are guests that you're gonna have to wrestle with. And you are a guest I look forward to having on, man. I'm super excited about having you here.
Appreciate that.
This entrepreneurship thing is real. Yes. Like every day, every minute, I feel like when I'm not working, I'm wasting time. And then when I feel like when I am working, I'm just spending money. And I'm like, to the point, it's just like, what is my customer acquisition cost? If I can get my CAC down, I would be all right.
Oh, man.
So let's start from the beginning.
All right.
Coming into entrepreneurship, there has to be a conversation that you have to have before you launch any project, any dream, going after anything. Where do you think the start is?
Honestly, I think it starts within. It always has to be something inside of you that you decide that you want to do more than work a job or 9 to 5.
Sure.
So it has to start inside you. The problem is that, you know, that's just a thought. It's an inception of it. And as you get closer and closer to it, you know, you don't realize all of the things that it takes to do it. And so I would say just getting around the right people that are doing it and that have been successful at it, you know, that will give you it give you a little peek under the tent, but it doesn't give you the entire story. And nowadays, you know, if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you have to learn. You have to learn about the business that you're trying to enter before you think about jumping into it. And that would probably be some of the best advice I can give you is learn all about it before you try to be about it. You know, I worked with a exceptional mentor operator, both Carmen and John DeCarrier. They were the epitome of what operators were. And working under them, you would think that you learned it all, but the world evolves. Things change. The way things operate change, and you get into, you know, kind of like the same role that they were in, and it's I'm going to say it's a different ball game, but it's different. You know, the challenges are different. The times are different. And you know, you getting into a time and the economy, you got to think about when you're starting a business, what's the economy like, you know, as you're getting into the business, and how are interest rates going to impact you and your business, how interest rates going to impact you and, you know, the money that you're trying to obtain to start this business. So there's so many different elements that, you know, I didn't learn right off the bat, but there were so many useful lessons that I did learn working with an experienced group of operators, as I just mentioned.
So you talk about the mentorship aspect, but you talk about the interest rates. So what's more important initially, credit or mentoring?
You know, they were both, but I think the mentoring is probably more important as you're going in, because, you know, someone can tell you what the hell to do.
No, for real. Like, don't do that.
Don't do that. But you know, but being an entrepreneur is also being able to make choices and go down a road where you have to learn for yourself as well. So the mentorship, is important. Credit is important, but it's not I don't want to say it's not important, but it's not as important as people think. Because when you're trying to start a company, you're trying to start a company. Now, you know, your personal credit, you know, it matters, you know, in the beginning, you know, a little bit, but when you're establishing a company and you have a plan and you're able to convince the bank and that this business is profitable, that's the most important piece, to convince your lender that this business that I'm trying to start is going to be able to be profitable, and it's going to be able to cover the debt service. If you can do that, you know, I mean, your personal credit might not be that big of a deal.
So let me talk about. So I talk about convincing.
Your
credit. Me and my bank. I'm gonna mention who. I almost said it. But we've been like back and forth. Like, hey man, I've been with y'all forever. I, I've had a business account for a couple, I just started that, but I've been with y'all forever.
Yeah.
I should get something. You know what I'm saying? Like I've demonstrated the capacity to pay on my credit card and everything. Like I should get something. So, but it's been this weird kind of like, give and take, because bigger banks only see dollar signs.
Mm-hmm.
You could be with them since a toddler. If there's not an X amount in depository, account, they're just not gonna bat an eyelash. Yeah. Your smaller, your credit unions or your smaller banks or CDFIs, they're more, I would say, relationship focused, but then you got to go through this long process, that is like, hey, I don't want to give my, you got to look at my third grade test scores, and I got to write a mission statement, and I almost feel like I'm applying for a pastoralship. Like, if you were to do this, then you came across somebody that needed help. How would you help them with these funds? I'm trying to get money to pay for meta ads. That's the issue. Like, how do you navigate that world of the financing?
So I would share with you that I'm not the expert there, but there's a couple things that I know. Building the relationship with that bank is probably key, and not so much just with the bank. It's a banker that you've been working with for a long period of time, and you and that banker see eye to eye on, what it is that you're trying to do. And I would also share that, having a really good accountant that understands the inner working of that particular bank. I would tell you that the bank that I personally bank with is not the bank that I have the relationship with for all of my other needs. Yeah. And so, it works out that way. So it's more about building a relationship with a specific banker that may be in the bank or a different bank, but it's having that relationship and also having a really good accountant that understands also the inner workings of that bank, and being able to set up meetings with your accountant, a banker, to give the whole story of what it is that you're trying to accomplish or achieve. So that would be the key thing. It's all relationship driven, man.
Speaking of relationships, we're going to get to it about building a team. And I'm going to take a quick break. I got to pay some bills. But after this ad, I'm going to talk about how do you build a team? What should the team consist of? Who needs to be on your team? Who needs to get off your team? But back to the team when we return after this quick ad.
Yeah.
On the days I need mental clarity and peak physical performance, Superpower by CVMK Global is my to-go. It supports me whether I'm flowing through yoga, pushing heavy in the gym, or striking hard at boxing or Muay Thai. No matter how I combine training, this pre-workout keeps me energized and consistent, feeling locked in and unstoppable. Superpower always delivers. Clean energy, no crash. A non-negotiable for those days I'm pushing extra hard. What are you waiting for? Try it and let me know how it works for you.
Y'all, that's the one, the only Rosa Acosta herself. Shout out to Rosa. Super nice person. Superpower pre-workout. Yeah. She says it's got to be true, y'all. I'm telling y'all. www.cvmkglobal.store. Before you go to the gym, before you do anything, you need your superpower, y'all. Get it today.
I can attest to that.
He can attest. He has it.
You can attest to that.
Y'all, superpower. www.cvmkglobal.store. Yeah. All right. So, when it comes to building your team, you become like a Jerry Krause. Like, I used to look at sports teams and be like, man, that was a dumb move. Why they trade him? Or, man, why did they get rid of this person? when you own a business, when you're leading a business, you start seeing that talent isn't enough, right? You want culture, you want safety, you want transparency, you want commitment, and then you want results. And at the end of the day, if you don't get results, all the other stuff kind of don't matter, right? So you start shuffling individuals. You have who you go to for marketing, you have who you go to for consulting, you have who you go to just to vent, right? You have your accountant. I'm still trying to figure that one out, taxes. But all of it kind of becomes your people, your tribe. How long has it taken you to build this version of your team?
So I will tell you, Cody, we talked, it was about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I am just now at the point where I believe that I have a version of a team that could help me achieve some of the things that I want to do. Meaning, I just now established a team where I can truly, establish the systems, routines, and processes that I really want in my business and help me build a culture in my business. It's taken 2 years, and I've gone through many. And the way I look at this, you mentioned Jerry Krause. I look at this like a sports team, a rebuilding sports team. You get the team. This team is not performing. They're not contenders, and you have to find other people. Those are not the contenders, and you go seasons, where you're not contending, you're not winning games, you're losing. And that in order to win, it's not about what as the owner or the leader of the ship. It's about the right people and how they're able to take your vision and go out and run it. And right now, I look at myself as, I'm the person that my job now is to try to attain the right talent and teach them how to run restaurants better than I can. And it's been a long road to get to that. It's not, I look at it as you're looking for characteristics, and capability when you're looking for people. And, if you don't pass the character tests, you can't work here. Capable individuals are good. They're great, but if they don't have the character, they still can't work here. Some people have good characteristics, but they're just not capable. And a lot of times what I find is that you don't always know right away. I like to say that I used to do really well at bringing in an individual. And sometimes, these days, you'll have people that they'll tell you all of the right things. But I believe the only way to find out is to get them in and try them out. And within 30 days if that person is going to make it or not.
Yeah.
And what I find is that entrepreneurs, and I've become victim of this at some point, where you hold on to a person longer than you need to. Mm. And when you hold on to a person longer than you need to, sometimes that person or individuals could bring you down even further.
Right.
And if you're going to be down, you might as well move on anyway, because you're down because of this individual. And, and not to say you have to write people off. There's some people where you say, you know what, I can work with this individual, and it's going to take a little work. And with leadership, that's where you stand out, where you can develop people, but sometimes you have to realize that some people just aren't, able to be developed at what it is that you're trying to do or accomplish.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of turnover at the leadership positions in my company for the last 2 years, because I feel like I'm that new NBA team that's looking for I know I'm not going to get that mic, but maybe I can get a Shadur or something, and say, hey, I can get it. I can get a Shadur here. I can get another player here and another player here, and we can make some things happen with this team that we have. And I think when you start looking at it that way, you realize that, okay, I'm building something here. And when you start thinking about, are these people that we're bringing in, are they able to take the vision, the company vision, and run with it and share it with everyone else and uphold the standards, and also help you build the culture that you want throughout your entire organization or company. And, it's always a search. It's always a search. And to answer your question, I just literally 2 weeks ago, just made 2 big hires 2 weeks ago. That makes me feel like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know what's at the end of the tunnel, but I see the light. So it's taken a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of grind.
Yeah.
There's also there's loss, there's failure in all of this, trying to choose the right team members to enable you to succeed and achieve what you want to do in your company.
When it comes to building that out, I think one of the challenges is it's attracting talent, and then it's the vetting process to get to the truth, right? Like first of all, it takes too long to hire. Between submitting an application, even though that has gotten better, most wherever you use Indeed, LinkedIn, whoever, ATS have really simplified it so it doesn't take you 3 hours to do one job application.
Yeah.
But actually sourcing through, aligning, looking for adjacency, and then getting a pool of personas that could possibly fit, and then engaging with them, setting up, going through, all that is a process that by the time you get to the truth, the person that could have been a fit has moved on or found something else, because it was just this long, awaited thing where you could have just, I don't know why there should be, and I think that there should be once a quarter, there should just be a random meetup, like a pitch contest. It should be like a pitch contest. All your corporate, they don't tell you what job you're going for.
Yeah.
They just have all these leaders in the room, and then they just bring up a person, and then you got to answer questions.
Yeah.
You don't know what you applied for. You know what I'm saying? But you got to sit there and
go through it.
It should be like an NFL combine. That's a hiring.
Oh, where everybody's just trying out, right?
They should measure your hands. Be like, how fast can you type? Let me see. You know what I'm saying? I don't be like, but it's something like that, because it at least gives you a visual of what potentially can be. Now, some people might say that's discriminatory. I don't think that is, but I do think one of the challenges is you have a dearth of talent.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that character and capacity, right? Yeah. And then you have this not knowing how to get to the goal, or this funnel that isn't as transparent as it needs to be. Yeah. And then you have this, what I would say, I think the biggest hindrance to entrepreneurs is the rising cost of living. I don't mean wages. Yeah. I actually think wage-wise, where we're supposed to be.
Oh man, I have a thought on that, but
yeah, that's all I hear your thought. I don't mean like it could be higher, but I'm saying because to keep up with the cost of living. But I think the problem is because the cost of living is so high.
Yeah,
what it does, it forces now the smaller employers to use a lot of the profit margins to support that initiative. Whereas if they were subsidized, like I personally believe, any business doing less than 20 million a year with a headcount of less than 100, I think 40% of their salary should be subsidized.
Okay.
So whatever the average salary is, if we can reduce our costs, like 40% of that is already covered, right, through federal subsidy, and if we had universal health care, that'd probably be like 70%, right? The entrepreneur could focus more on the end goal. I want to hear your thoughts about that, because you got to write the checks.
So I'm all for employees. I'm all for employees getting paid, hourly employees, and we have hourly, we have salary employees as well. I would just say the one thing I wish was a little different is where the government dictates to us what we have to pay. So every year, the government will come and say, okay, we have to raise the minimum wage this, we have to raise the minimum wage this, we have to go here. And that's fine because we have to be there. But sometimes, the cost of goods, go up. And, when the cost of goods go up and then you're constantly raising labor costs, these are things that are sometimes detrimental to small businesses. Your customers are only have so much that they're willing to pay, and you can only go up so high on your cost, your goods.
Yeah.
And if you raise the price dollar for dollar for what you're raising it for your employees, some customers may say, yeah, I'm not willing to pay that much for whatever it is that you're selling. And you begin to lose customers, and the customer base will decline. Customer base declines, you're bringing in less sales, and you ultimately have to cut employees anyway. So if it all works together to where the cost of goods were sustained at a certain level, inflation just wasn't so high sometimes, it happens, but that's the world that we live in. I wish that we had a little bit more control over what we wanted to from that level, but I'm all for people progressing. And meaning that you don't have to stay at this hourly rate. There's more for you as you begin to learn more about the company that you're in. You begin to excel. You begin to be looked at for promotion, and then you're starting to move and climb. So there's an element where we say we bring people in at the entry level. And then you have to work your way up.
Yeah.
You want more, you got to work your way up. And when you work your way up, it can be very much more rewarding because you put in the work. And so, I'm an example of that. When I first started, the minimum wage was really, really low, really low. And probably we're talking about $4 low. And so, but I worked my way up. And now, the doors that I once walked through to apply for an application are the doors that I now practically own. And so, that's just a testament of hard work. And quite frankly, I think we've lost a little bit of element of that hard work in our society. But I want to touch on. I want to touch on. I want to touch on your thing with the hiring that you were talking about.
Okay. All right.
Before we move on.
All right.
So I think with the hiring piece, with the hiring piece, I believe that these days we have to utilize the AI tools.
Woo.
So, and I'll give you an example. So there's a software that I use, and I can put in what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. I get the application, I match it to the AI, and the AI will tell me, based on what you're looking for and what this person is capable of doing, they're not a match. Don't even waste your time. Move on. And so when you're getting so many applications in, you still have to review it, because sometimes there's a sleeper in there. But, sometimes you can utilize the AI to kind of help you to decipher, people that are complete. Like sometimes you may have people that I have people that were in technology applying for a general manager role for me. Like, I'm not looking for your particular set of skills. So it weeded it out for me right away.
Sure.
And so, other than that, if I weren't using it, I would have taken time. I would have looked at that application. I would have looked at the resume. I would have read through it and go, oh man, this is a waste of my time, versus have that AI scan it and goes, yeah, don't waste your time on this. Here are the 2 or 3 that you probably want to talk to, and then you set up interviews with them. And so the use of AI these days could help you streamline some of the nuances of the business that we have going on.
Let's go. I know we got to take a break. We got a couple ads we got to do, but I'm going to talk about the use of AI. We're going to take these ads and we'll come back.
Cool.
We'll hit the use of AI after this.
Cool.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours. Damn right, it's better than yours. I can teach you, but I have to chop. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, they're like, it's
to my body. Fitness to me means putting your health first. Men wants a big butt, but yes, for me, it was my lower body. I always do creatine if anything. I like. I'm super thick and I feel amazing. I have a lot of energy. Shop now at CVMKglobal.store.
Ladies, we got the sports bra, y'all. We got it. We're designing the performance apparel for you, ladies. Is there? You will be supported. We really mean to the ends that it was not only stylish, it was athletically true. So you're looking for that new wave. As far as apparel, get it today, www.cvmkglobal.store. And I know, I hear it all the time. I'm a realist, right? Everybody wants to be in shape, but there is a vanity aspect to the body, right?
Yeah.
So women, you're looking for that look, that BBL look. We got the creatine super thick, and man, if you just need, the brain food and muscles to fill out super thick creatine, it's an all general purpose. Creatine is like Robitussin back in the 90s. Whatever you had,
Take care of everything.
It took care of. So y'all get it today, www.cvmkglobal.store. Use code SPRING26.
Yeah.
And off, y'all. www.cvmkglobal.store. So speaking of AI, right? Like even the software. I mean, the videos that were just shown. I mean, AI helped edit. Right? AI does a lot of amazing things.
Yeah, for sure.
It streamlines processes. It reduces your OpEx, right?
Yeah.
But there is this danger. If you keep replacing human beings with this technology that can do the same thing, eventually we're all replaceable. And you'll eliminate your customer. And I see it. Like, I used to be like, no, But now I see, because I've seen AI progress, particularly the last 2 years. The things they can do now, we're not just talking about, responding to an email. That's low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
We're talking about, major, analytical review, product creation, at least product suggestion. And depending on the product, you can't really create, maybe, depending on what it is. But I think it would be weird to walk into one of your restaurants and not see any human beings.
It would be. So we don't know how far the future will take us, but I do know this, that AI is among us. The robotics are there. You see other brands that are building robotic kitchens. My take is this: AI is here. It's all here. No matter what, it's here. I'm a firm believer of AI still needs human functionality in order for it to be successful. And so, a lot of people I've heard say, the jobs will be replaced. There will be some. I believe that the people who really learn AI are going to be the people that are more valuable. So my message would be, learn as much as you can about AI now to make yourself more valuable in the future. If you could go get, a AI, they got, I think there's like a certificate that you can get for, like we're writing code or not writing code, but writing prompts. So you can get a certificate and learn how to write prompts, because nothing drives AI more than the prompt. And, you can start a business selling prompts. You're like, here's some prompts that
do the work for you, right?
Yeah. So, because sometimes the prompts have to be so specific, and, the AI or whatever software you're using, it'll pretty much do whatever you tell it to do, as long as you're specifically telling it what you want.
Right.
And it'll deliver on that. And that's where the human element comes in. It's not going to be able to do anything unless there's a human element behind it saying, hey, I need you to do this. At least for right now.
But how tempted are you looking at how to cook? Let's say, let's say you're expanding to a new market. Let's say, hey, you want to try. I know you're currently in Michigan. Let's say you want to hit. Let's just pick an area, Atlanta, Georgia, right? Let's say, say, oh man, new geographical territory, the Upper Midwest. This is a chance to, expand the Southeast metropolitan area, densely populated. Great, right? All the metrics say is great. All the analytics say is great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And you have the opportunity to roll out one of your, signature, restaurants, right? But, you're kind of caught. It's like, man, I don't really know anybody in Atlanta. That's it's going to extend me as far as travel. I need more, AI robotic assistance in this. I could have a 90% simulated staff, kitchen, and maybe have one person or two at the most, right? And I will invest $400,000 for the complete robotic system process technology, and only $150,000 for the staff, right? So keep my costs. Let's say you could do all this under $700,000. That's a pretty great rollout, right? Or you could hire for two Adams, two Tavares, and come to the same cost. You'd be improving lives. You'd be hiring. Which do you choose as a business owner?
You're not going. You put me on the spot. So I'm a big fan of people.
Okay.
Yeah, I am a big fan of people. My career has thrived off of developing people.
Yes.
I would never lose that. If there's an opportunity for us to maybe have some robotics integrated, and it's going to improve. It's going to improve business overall in general. I would entertain it. Now, let's just say, for instance, you were saying if I had an opportunity to do, one location. Let's just say maybe I have multiple locations. Maybe I would try that one location just to see how it goes. You know what I mean? And keep the other one functioning as with human interaction. But I will tell you that that's how I feel. Unfortunately, with the way things are headed in society, in the world, in terms of AI and robotics, I will ultimately have to roll with what's happening, as it comes along.
I get it.
I don't see a world where we're just completely robotics is completely autonomous in the entire scheme of things. I do see a world where robotics are they're out there. They're it's a large majority of businesses operating where there's only robotics. But I think there are some businesses like in hospitality, where you have to have that human interaction, that there has to be some type of human interaction in the workforce, But only time will tell, man. Only time will tell.
I think we will see more AI assistants. I don't believe we'll replace, because if you totally replace, you totally doom the economy, right?
I mean, where are all these people going to get money from? How is everyone going to pay their rents, their mortgages, their bills? So that's why I say I believe that there has to be a way where you learn AI or you learn systems that actually help run AI. And I think that would probably be a big wave where, individuals will have to learn more about AI in order to do certain jobs. They may have to get certain type of certifications in order to qualify for jobs, so we may go from, not needing, college degrees and high school diplomas to having, certifications that allow us to run, computers.
Well, if that happens, I just need them to cancel my student loan debt, because it was a waste if that was the case. But no, I agree. I utilize AI heavily.
Yeah. Oh man.
And design and rollout.
Yeah.
And analytics and research. What sticks? Even when our creative assets. Hey, will this resonate? Does this resonate? How will it resonate? Anticipating, response flow.
Yeah.
So I get it, but if you see, I try to keep the human in the loop, because products don't sell themselves. Products need personalities. Products need people. People are the end user. Robotics don't want bigger arms, right? Nobody. I've never met a machine who's like, man, my motherboard isn't as big. It's always going to have this element.
Yeah.
I guess for us, as leaders, as entrepreneurs, is there has to be an ethical and a moral application to it, right? Like, I have to make sure it's getting somehow reinvested back and opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I'm always going to be for people.
Yeah,
I'm always going to be for people, because people is what drives my business.
Sure.
That's what drives my business. My business is so complex that I feel that if we had robots and a robot broke down, then what are you going to do? You're going to need a person. But you're gonna need somebody right there, right away, right? So, I just think that, robotics, AI, they're going to be here to assist, to help the humans be probably just a little bit more productive. Also believe that, people that are, entrepreneurs, have a little bit of advantage from a standpoint of you've already established a business. You've already established a base. You already have your customers. Bringing on AI, or if robotics were to come in, that'll be to assist you and help you in your business.
Yeah,
because you've already established it, not so much as take it over. And so you already have your clientele. So you have a leg up already before we get into this wave. And I think that, when you look at it that way, you're saying you're as a business owner, you're saying, how can AI help me grow my business? Because it's more about, you've already established something.
True.
So now, when you're trying to, when it's all here full fledged, that's when it becomes a battleground. Like, I'm just trying to start a business right now, and I got 15 million other people trying to start the same business. Then it becomes very challenging at that point, because the competition is so steep. But when you've already established yourself right now, before the curve has actually happened, how do I utilize the AI now to help me scale and grow? Depending on the business that you have, or to keep myself informed or up to date with everything. So,
what for that part, that scaling part.
Mm-hmm.
Scaling is the word. It's the S word that we all try to do, right? It's the positive S word.
Yeah.
Scaling has a lot, because I feel like for every, it's like, so I was like, scaling is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Is scaling solely customer specific, or is it partnership specific? And what I mean by that, and I know you already know what I'm going.
Yeah.
Your partners can introduce you to networking growth through their channels, through their preferred lenders, that vast arena. Customer acquisition is getting harder, right? But yet customer is the most direct source of scaling, because it sends the signals that you're profitable, you're real, people like you, people want to buy. But how that actually comes about, there's so many different layers, because there's the social media presence and whatnot. What does scaling mean for you? What is true scaling?
So scaling for me is levels to it,
Okay.
and you just touched on it. So, in one aspect, I'm looking at my business now, and like you're saying, how do I get more customers? So scaling for me is, how do I increase my delivery business? How do I increase my digital? How do I increase digital, where I can get customers to, purchase more online, and we can just have it, sent to them, or they come and pick it up? How efficient are we in the restaurant? What are the things that we're doing that our competitors may not be doing, that strictly drives the customer to me and my locations?
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm scaling from the standpoint of I'm bringing in more customers. So that's one level of scaling, and the next level of scaling would be, growing restaurants to where you go from X number of restaurants, and you're saying, okay, now we're expanding to 5 locations. Okay, now we're expanding to 10, or whatever that number may be. But I have one thing to say about scaling. Before you scale, you better learn how to do the small things first. You better learn how to do the small things, and the things that are important to your business model, Learn how to do those things first before you even think about scaling. Before I can even think about scaling customers, I have to think about, how's the service aspect of my restaurant? How's the hospitality in my restaurant? How efficient are we running in my restaurant before I can think about acquiring new customers? Last thing you want to do is acquire a new customer into a failing business, because that's going to be almost certainly a negative review.
Ooh, and negative reviews matter. It's about Google. Quick!
Yeah,
quick!
Almost certainly going to be a negative review. And, a lot of times you only have one time to please that customer. A customer may come to you for the very first time, and, you've gotten them there. Now it's about, how do I keep this customer? What stood out from what you did at your place that they didn't experience at another place that says, I'm going to go back to that place because they made it extra special. They were really nice. They did, something that was above and beyond. And, how do we win that customer once they're there? The customer comes is not a customer that you want.
Yeah.
Customer coming back is a customer that you want.
Yeah. I like it. Look, we're about to play a game called Rapid Fire. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to ask you some quick questions. Try to give us, quick answer.
All right.
Be ready for it. Keep we'll return. We have the one, the only legendary entrepreneur himself, Antoine Evans. As soon as I find my commercial, here it is. I was like, where is it? I did work. Sponsors.
There's a hero in all of us waiting to be unleashed. All it takes is just that one last push. Activate the hero within with CVMK Global Supplements. All natural, steroid-free, designed to enhance performance, build muscle, and increase energy. You are unstoppable. You can do this. Become your own hero at www.cvmkglobal.store.
Do you see? www.cvmkglobal.store. I'm telling y'all, these ads cost. No. They do. You see my invoices.
Marketing, man.
Marketing. There's something I can do. I want y'all to get your body today that you deserve. www.cvmkglobal.store. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. It'll all be good. Whoever you with won't be disappointed. All right, rapid fire.
All right.
I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Okay.
Some cultural hilarity, some professional hard questions.
All right.
Give me a quick answer.
Let's
okay.
go.
From my first, where's my drum roll? This thing is amazing. It has all these sounds and everything. All right, for my first question, LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z.
Beyonce or Kelly Rowland?
Beyonce.
Oh, I was going with Kelly. All right, let's take it out. Obama or Trump?
Ooh.
All right. Like, oh, sorry. I didn't know he was going to ask that one.
Depends on the time.
Right. Here come the taxes. All right. So we skip that one over. Would you rather have $1 billion in your personal account or $1 billion in your business account? It's not the same, you know.
I'd rather have $1 billion in my business account, because that $1 billion is going to help me scale it even further.
That's true. Great marketing, great accountant.
Ooh, great accounting.
Why?
Because if you don't have any idea of where and how your money's going, you ain't going to be able to pay for the marketing.
That's true. I'm trying to think of a good one. For a business owner. We all deal with. Would you rather have 1,000 new customers or 10,000 repeat customers a month?
Ooh, 10,000 repeat customers a month.
Is the new client?
Well, oh, wait, no, I take that back. I take 1,000 new customers, because if I'm getting 10,000 new customers a month, they coming already. So I'll take the 1,000 new customers to make it 10,001.
Yeah. I'm about to say, get new customers. They're just a little bit more valuable. Yeah, it's wild to say that. But all right, and for my last one, if you could go back and you could talk to your younger self.
Ooh. You
had that time portal, that machine.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to 21-year-old Antoine.
Mm.
And this where you are in life. What would you tell that individual?
Learn about the stock market and investment. Learn about investments. Learn how money works. Increase your understanding about money. Mm-hmm. And I say that because, I realize that there are so many things that I fumbled when I was younger, because I just didn't know. And financial literacy is not something that I learned at 21.
Yeah.
But man, financial literacy, that's something that is not taught. It's not taught in schools. It's not taught anywhere. And you have to pretty much figure it out on your own sometime. So I would say 21-year-old Antoine, you got to learn about financial literacy. That's what I would tell 21-year-old Antoine.
Financial literacy. Okay. And my last one, if you could see anybody on this show that you personally know and you can introduce you, who would it be and why?
So I have a couple people. So it would be really nice that my mentor is to get on the show.
Get him on.
His name is John DeCarry. I think it would be a great guy to get on. Just a genius business mind.
Yeah.
I'm drawing a blank right now, but I know there's other people that I would think that we could get on your show.
We can get John. That'll work. Look, John, you have an open invite. I'm expecting an email from Antoine.
Yeah,
open invite on the show.
Definitely a business mind.
Yeah,
like no one I've ever met, for sure.
I like it. Well, Antoine, this has been amazing. I appreciate you being on here. I was going to play the clip about betting on yourself and what it means, but I know I got you for an hour unless I keep you a little bit longer. But no, this has been amazing. Where can the people connect with you, man?
Well, if you decide you want to take a trip down to Michigan, I have restaurants located in Dearborn, Michigan. I have restaurants located in Redford, Michigan. And I don't have a handle just yet, but if you're definitely down and you're watching this, connect with Cody. He can connect with me, and we'll make sure we get you in those restaurants to help me convert a new customer.
That's it. Look, connect with me. I'll get you the address. Y'all, you know what to do. Subscribe. YouTube, CVMK, one word, 4 letters. All social media platforms, either CVMK, the CVMK Show, or where the supplements are. CVMK Global, y'all. I want y'all to get there. You know why? Because I make sure my products are the best. I make sure everything we put out is safe, effective, and it works. Look what I got with me. Central protein. I want to see it in your cabinet. I want to see it next to your oatmeal. www.cvmkglobal.store, where it goes down. We have codes, we have specials, we have sales all the time. All you gotta do is send me an email. You're like, man, I'm new. I'll give you a new discount just because you're new. Because that's how cold of a CEO I am. Yeah. You got first connections with me.
First connection.
First connection. This is where it goes down, y'all, where all the leaders, where we talk about what really bothers us, what really keeps us up at night, the things we really think about, like AI. Like, do I want a fully robotic staff? No, I ain't actually enjoy talking to people, but I do need about 70% of my staff automated. you know, all the real truths, how difficult building partnerships with banks, everything that goes down. Here first on the CVMK show. We got one more ad and then our outro, but guys, it's been a real one. Until next time, guys. Thanks.
Why are we still drinking boring protein? Sensual protein is not your average shake. It's bold cinnamon flavor, real muscle fueling power, and zero bland energy. Every sip hits different. It actually makes you want to stay consistent. If you're done settling for basic nutrition, this is your upgrade. Built by CVMK Global, a brand that moves with intensity and vision. Follow CVMK Global on Instagram and CVMK Globe on TikTok and unleash your inner beast.
This is the CVMK Show. Hit that subscribe button. Stay locked in for the next conversation and fuel your grind with the best supplements at cvmkglobal.store. See you on the next one.